Welcome to Softcore History.
What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox. I am joined, as always, by my two just wonderful co-hosts, Dan Regester.
Too much credit.
Co-host and carpooler.
Well, yeah, I'm just riding shotgun.
Yeah.
Big environmentalists, huh?
Yeah, we carpool every day. Dan is such an
I'm
environment.
trying to limit my carbon footprint.
It's good. So you want smaller feet?
Well, I already have small hands, so I'm trying to match
Those
that.
fucking picket hands, bro.
BK Whopper Jr. hands.
Yeah, we call him Kenny. Offset. I'm also joined by Jake Goldman.
Hi, my hands are average.
Sure. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
No, Jake, my truck is still in the fucking shop.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, no,
the
he doesn't
shop.
carpool for the earth. He carpools like a hobo.
Just, hey, man, can I get a ride?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, it's on the way.
Yeah. You're going to the same place I am.
Same direction.
Yeah. He's like, come on, man. Not that bad. And it's not. I enjoy it.
I actually moved in, too. It made it a lot easier.
You just babysit Rory?
No, I don't do that.
No,
But I
thankfully.
do sleep in the same bed as him and his wife.
I don't believe you.
Sometimes I'm not even in there. It's
I was going to
nice.
say, I believe that.
Yeah.
Just snoring too loud.
It's fine, though.
Saw unlocks.
I've seen the way they kiss, and, like, she clearly doesn't like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
it's-
an emotional thing.
No, it's kind of pathetic. Like,
It's like routine.
yeah, it's kind of sad. I feel bad for him when I see it happen.
You're such a loser, Dan.
Yeah, I'm like, good lord,
hanging out with
dude.
his wife.
Have
Yeah.
some self-respect.
It's like, dude, she's not even into it.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Not on an emotional
It's
level,
embar-
at least.
it's embarrassing.
It's a physical thing.
Yeah, it's
Purely.
It's just cold, emotionless Frenching.
Yeah. Well, then other things as well. but-
Yeah, it's embarrassing
Ew.
for him. Like, doesn't even care about
Like
him.
perhaps I try to skip the kissing too.
Yeah.
You try to skip it? All right. I mean, we won't drag this one out. Sorry. So I could just do like 5 minutes of asking Dan to elaborate more, and he would. He
Yeah.
would never let it go because that's what he does with bits.
He's just our dildo.
My whole life is a bit. But yes.
Yeah.
If you stare too long into the bit stares
back.
into you.
Yeah, literally. That is. We've said that all the time. That
Yeah.
everyone becomes their bits.
I don't have a bit.
Well, it's that whole story about being able to like walk to the end of the earth and stare at your reflection
Why you gotta walk that far? That's stupid.
in the water, and the water reflection is just what you really are.
What end of the earth?
Yeah, what
Kyrie
proverb
Irving?
is
Good Lord.
this? Where'd
Never
you
heard
read
it.
this?
Yeah.
It's not a flat earther message board. What the fuck?
I think it's like Chile.
Chile. It's in
Sure.
Chile. Yeah.
Sure. But yeah, man, we're here for another week. First off, real quick, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Patreon, where we have 2 extra episodes this week. I guess we're going to record that after this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to be bombed for that. But that's great. We have some fun stuff on there, and we actually have a big special announcement about our Patreon coming up. I won't say it now because we have to discuss it a little more, but I think we have finalized our idea.
Wait, that's real?
It's happening.
We can do that?
Yeah. We'll talk about it off
Okay.
air.
No, I'm gonna say it right now. Sign up for our Patreon. Not only are you going to get fantastic content every week, an extra episode. This week we're getting 2 episodes, but you also enter yourself into our Christmas raffle.
Christmas
And
raffle.
I will leave it at that. But the sooner you get in, the more chances you got to win the Christmas raffle.
The winner of the raffle, or what the winner of the raffle gets, is money.
Yeah, no, it's
Just
happening.
literal
we
money.
can't do this. Like,
No, Jake, we looked.
I don't
We can do
understand
this.
how you two can have no control over the financials of the company.
Because Jake, this is the greatest idea I've ever had.
We are discussing different amounts than we discussed yesterday.
Yes, yeah, it's totally different.
Wait,
We are discussing different amounts than we discussed
Other than me
yesterday.
coming up
that's
with the
so vague.
idea, other than me coming up with the idea for this podcast, this is the second best idea I've had.
is this him taking credit for all of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, rightfully so.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Well, him and
Dan's
my
the
wife
leader.
told me that the other day. They walked out of the bedroom and they were like, you know what? Dan did it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Dan did it.
Dan did
You
it.
got the job done.
Yeah. And I was like, whatever. Look at this loser.
He's really good at plugging things in. You
Yeah,
know?
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, please subscribe to the Patreon. Obviously, leave a review and stuff like that. Anything, leave a review on iTunes or Spotify. We have a lot of cool merch at softcorehistory.com. Lovely hats and all that shit.
Yeah.
T-shirts.
Yeah. And if you send in fucking me, Rob, and Dan fan fiction, that's very detailed.
So someone wrote fan fiction about my child, and I think about Dan, and who knows what else. We'll be reading that on the Patreon this week.
Yeah. No, if you write more fan fiction, make it. This was long and detailed and amazing.
Yeah.
If you do that,
we'll
send you some discounts and stuff too.
So
I mean, some free merch and shit.
For this Patreon in particular, I am reading this cold for the fan fiction. I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, and thank you, Duncan Dent, for sending it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just he needs a name out, like a name call out.
100%.
Yeah, thank you so much, dude.
What a fucking G. I cannot wait to read that live on air for the first time.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he used to be a remote writer for TFM.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
So like, was that like toward the latter part?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like at a certain point, I don't know who any of the remotes are.
There was a remote writer named Dent, so I'm imagining it's him.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, cool, man.
Yeah.
Sick.
Thanks for the
Keep
content.
remote writing. Yeah.
Love that. Love that for us.
Yeah.
I'm into it. But yeah,
Again, softcorehistory.com. Obviously, iTunes, leave a review, tell a friend about the podcast. We got all the business out of the way. So, Rob, the floor is yours.
And yours alone.
And yours alone, unlike most of the nights with your wife.
all right. Actually,
That's a good callback.
God, she's going to hate that bit.
I know
we
she
might
is.
need to retire that bit this week.
We're gonna moratorium on that.
She's gonna fucking
I was gonna
hate
say,
that
like,
one.
as we were
like
doing
fighting my baby is one thing. She's like, that's like I'm gonna actually get talked to about it.
Yeah, right.
It'd be like, no.
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry, Courtney.
She's like, I let you go 99% of the way. Like that's just you gotta leave.
You gotta have some self-respect.
yeah, right. No, like as you guys were doing that bit, I was like, Courtney's gonna fucking hate
she's gonna
all
be
of
like,
this.
I don't see the humor in that at all. Like, yeah, it's funny.
It's only funny for us.
Yeah,
No, but
it is funny for me though. I think it's funny.
Yeah, but
Me obliviously getting cucked is like my favorite genre of humor right now.
and porn.
And porn, yeah, all that stuff. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about a different boss bitch. Not my wife. My wife is a boss bitch, but we're talking about America's first boss bitch. So where my ladies at? Where my ladies at? There's 3 of them. They listen to the show. They told us a couple weeks ago.
We got 3.
Yeah.
That's sick.
We've had 2 of them on the show.
Yeah. We're talking Hannah Duston, the first American woman to ever have a statue erected in her honor. Now, she wasn't technically American. She was a colonist, died before the United States was founded, but Massachusetts colonist, lived in the United States before the U.S. was a thing. She was born in 1657, and her heroic deeds occurred when she was 40 in 1697.
Would she like write and read?
Hannah Duston, well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
She was of Haverhill, Massachusetts. What was she known and celebrated for? You guess writing?
Writing and reading.
Sure.
Literacy.
Stepping out of the kitchen, am I right, guys?
Sick.
Let's just get super misogynist.
I was going to say inventing the sandwich.
Oh, no. I said writing and reading because I was trying to think of things that might have gotten women labeled as a witch.
I was trying to think, what would Rob do an episode on? And it's going to be she murdered somebody.
Yeah, she killed someone in action.
Yeah, she's killing Indians, of course.
Fuck. Of course, that's the
Yeah,
twist.
killing engines. Hannah.
This is Rob's line, by the way. It's you want to celebrate the first woman statue because that's cool and great for women, but there's just a huge fucking monkey's paw caveat here.
yeah.
There
It's
has
like,
to be some type of left turn.
Yeah, right.
And there is. Hannah used a tomahawk, too, along with a one Mr. Samuel Leonardson and a one Miss Mary Neff. Samuel Leonardson was a 14-year-old boy, by the way. Killed 2 grown Native American men, 2 adult Native American women, and 6 Native American children. And then she scalped them.
Cool.
So
First statue.
Child scalps.
First statue, yeah, child scalp.
Now, do the statues have the child scalps?
Yes, one of them does.
no,
Yes.
you're lying.
No, I'm not.
This sounds like a
She
Rob
has
lie.
6 different statues or monuments to
6 for each child.
One for
Yeah,
each
one for each
Native
kid.
American kid. Oh my God. Are
All the
these
single ladies.
All the single ladies.
Yeah. Boss bitches up in here. Women get shit done.
Wow. So
So boom, put that statue up.
let's get some context.
That's a boss bitch.
Yeah, like, forget Rosie the Riveter. All right? This should be the poster.
Right? Her
Is
statue.
Rosie the Riveter
Can I
the-
show you what her statue
Yeah.
looks like, by the way? It's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's for anyone that's listening. It is a very patina statue of a woman hunched over, holding a hatchet and pointing out
with her
her
other
next
finger.
victim. She's just pointing at the next child. She's pointing low, so I'm assuming the person's like 4 foot tall. Like, yeah.
We'll
I
post
should
a photo
say-
on the Instagram at softcorehistory.com or softcore history on Instagram.
Yeah, this statue will be posted on our Instagram. I guess I should have mentioned too. She killed them all in their sleep.
Fuck.
Well, I don't know.
She was
I don't know if the
merciful.
last-
I was about to say, how long did they sleep
I don't
as
know
they were
how-
being
well,
scalped?
It started in their sleep. I don't know
think
if they
one
were all
died in their
asleep.
sleep, and then the other 9 fucking woke up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dying in your sleep, usually a top one way to go.
Yeah.
Not by tomahawk, though.
No, Tomahawk's pretty far down the list of ways I want to go out.
You know, she went peacefully in her sleep via tomahawk.
Yeah. She never knew.
It was peaceful for her.
For homegirl?
No, for the first one that died in their sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they screamed.
I don't sleep.
Ever?
Not anymore.
Sleep is the cousin of death. Obviously, you die in it, clearly.
Yeah. Hannah Duston said that probably. Who knows?
Yeah.
So this sounds like maybe it's a ha ha ha, like you said, like my bit, like I like to take a left turn, like, yay, women. Oops, sorry, she's racist, blah, blah, blah. But this isn't really actually a story about like white people bad, brown people good or whatever. You could probably take that view about colonialism at like a 30,000 foot view if you wanted to.
Are you
like
saying she's human and she was complex?
yes, and this story is hilariously complex. It is
My favorite kind of complexity.
So, like, this story is nothing but like hard zigs and zags every step of the fucking way.
It's like you think you hate her. Just wait.
Yeah.
Does it pass the Bechdel test?
What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
know.
It does. It does.
Elaborate. I'm an idiot, and I'm sure most of the people at home are idiots.
It's the Bechdel test is something that's been just tossed around a lot lately because it's like
Explain what
it has to be
women have to not just be existing in relation to men.
right.
Basically.
So it's a story. In a story, are there ever two women who talk to each other and they don't mention a man or no man's involved? And yeah, that does happen.
That's good.
For sure.
I guess.
You're not gonna love how.
That's perfect. Oh, okay. I cannot wait.
Yeah. So look, you can take 30,000 foot views and be like, X bad, Y good, blah, 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 whatever. But a lot of times on the ground level of a historical event, everyone's an asshole. Really. And that's pretty much the case in this story. So what happened with Hannah Duston took place within the larger, within a larger historic event called King William's War.
Okay.
King William's War. I know. Do you guys know what the French and Indian War is?
Yeah, I know
The 7
of it.
Years' War.
Yeah,
Sure.
That was the war that immediately predated the American Revolution.
Right.
It's what drove. It's what
George Washington
was he fought. George Washington fought in that, cut his teeth in that as a young officer. That is what created the taxes that
'cause
we
they had to
eventually
pay-
rebelled against.
Yeah, because we had to finance. We were
war.
paying a disproportionate amount, right?
What I mean, the war. Yeah, basically, we didn't like the taxation that came from that war, even though we were like, help us. I mean, it was a global war. It wasn't just in North America. But anyway, King William's War predates that war, and it's arguably the first actual world war in history. The French actually do not call it King William's War. King William was king of England. The French call it the Intercontinental War.
Sounds like a world war to me.
Yeah. It literally happened on every continent.
the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah. Is that a WWE?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that one was stupid. It was. I was always
like
just
a
like, what does that
mid-tier
mean?
belt,
Like, he
yeah.
didn't win it in Canada.
No, it's like a
Like,
guy
what is-
who'll never win heavyweight, but
Right.
you're like kind of like you're relevant enough to have a belt, but you're never going to be the guy.
I feel like Chris Jericho won that a lot.
Yeah, Jericho won the Intercontinental belt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putting dudes in the walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did not care about
Chris
Jericho.
Benoit was there a lot too before he murdered his child.
Yeah, before he dusted his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot about that. That was a grisly one.
Well, remember it.
Then he put a Bible next to each individual person and then hung himself with his weight equipment.
Was it Total Gym?
Cable machine.
Wasn't
It's a
great.
Bowflex.
You guys are spoiling my next episode that I was going to do, by the way. Just Chris Benoit. I guess I'll have to do Adam Lanza now. Keep it light.
Time passed
Junior
for
Seau
our
or
Yeah.
anyone.
self-imposed time frame for Chris Benoit.
Nah, there's nothing.
Yeah.
So King William's War, arguably the First World War. Combatants included England, the Habsburgs, Spain, Sweden, the Portuguese, and the Dutch, all against the French, as well as locals from all over the world, including a lot of Native American tribes, although there are also a lot of Native American tribes allied with the French. Now, King William's War was one of many other wars that the French and English fought against each other in North America. Not the first one, not even close to the last one. The northern English colonies in North America were fighting against the French. Both sides had Native American allies, like I said. The Iroquois were actually on the English side, so essentially on pre-America's side, I guess you could say, because the French were mostly in Canada and the Great Lakes region, stuff like that. And the French were better at allying themselves with the natives than the English were, probably because they were generally less intrusive. At the time of King William's War, there were 150,000 English colonists, only 14,000 French colonists.
Yeah, it's very French. Just like ingratiate yourself.
So yeah, like essentially the English were the French kind of went both ways on this, but the English were the only ones who went full like productive colonialism, where they like settled and
do
shit.
go both ways.
They
It's
do.
true.
They do. You know, they're sexually adventurous.
Just in a lot of ways.
They're just sluts. Like everyone's like, oh, they're so open minded. They're just horny.
They just don't have shame for it.
Yeah, they just want to get their clown punch as much as anyone else. They just don't have shame about it.
Yeah.
Which is weird for a Catholic nation. It's like shame just skipped that nation. I don't know what they do. Well, no, that's not true because they hate life, like The Stranger. Like they're so deep into it, that they're just like they can't have shame about anything because their shame is so deep about everything. Yeah, it's just like
I murdered the man. I don't care.
I will murder anyone. I will blow anyone. Nothing matters.
I look at the beach. I don't care.
Nothing.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you not read the book?
I never read The Stranger.
Man, The Stranger.
fucking
Don't
book. We
ever
just
read
gave
it.
you- we just gave you it.
You can't ever read The Stranger.
Why?
You in particular can't.
You'll
read The
murder
Stranger.
yourself.
Why? Because like I'd like it or something.
I just feel like it would fuck with your head too much.
Why would it fuck with my head?
I'm just saying.
You have anxiety.
Oh no. I still watch like Requiem for a Dream and shit. Like
Yeah, put you in a bad spot though for about 3 weeks. I remember after you watched it.
Requiem.
Yeah, you weren't the same. That month of March.
Yeah. Just kept saying ass to ass.
That was a bad march. We refer to that privately as the bad march.
Jake's bad march.
Yeah. It's not good. So the Native Americans typically liked the French better. Now, why did King William's War break out? Well, it broke out because of King Philip's War. See, there was a war that happened 10 years earlier, and one side won. The English settlers, they won that war against the natives. And there were a bunch of treaties at the end of that war. But no one, particularly the English settlers, honored those treaties, so they had to do a war again.
What?
Wait, war begets war?
Yeah.
No.
Because the white people on the land weren't honoring the treaties they signed.
Oh, you just need a piece of paper with a promise on it?
Yeah.
You
Did
got
they
it.
smoke the proper peace pipe?
It doesn't sound like it. Or at least that high didn't last as long as it needed to.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
It's probably just tobacco.
Yeah.
It was probably just tobacco. It's just a
Did it-
quick tobacco high, nothing that good.
I mean, like old school pipe tobacco. Pretty
little
good buzz.
buzz.
you get
Yeah.
a buzz off it for sure.
Yeah, but it's not like you don't feel peaceful.
I kind of want to smoke a pipe.
Don't be that guy.
Just a
Get an e-pipe.
Fuck that. Don't be that guy. I saw an advertisement the other day driving home from Dallas, and it was a vape shop advertising that they had a crypto ATM.
Yeah.
And of course it did.
And I was like just praying that Vladimir Putin would hit every ICBM button at his disposal.
Just take us out.
Yeah, just do it. Just end it.
We done fucked up.
That is postmodernism to a level that I can't really deal with.
You did though. You're here.
Yeah, I guess that's, well, I'm still dealing with it. I don't know that I won't.
It's like the fucking crypto billboards all around town. I hate those fucking things.
What do they say again?
It's like crypto is the peaceful revolution. It's
Jesus
here.
Christ.
This is an NFT.
Yeah. It's like
Crypto
cool.
is real. Yeah, we know.
It's obviously it's
We know.
real.
It exists.
Right.
It's like this This fucking ad campaign makes me hate it, though.
I like crypto.
The only problem is it's not the problem isn't that crypto doesn't exist. The problem is that do I want to accidentally pay $80 million for 3 pizzas?
Dude, that guy.
Yeah.
For anyone that doesn't know, someone paid like
No, everyone knows the fucking
Okay.
Bitcoin pizza story.
So everyone knows that story.
My dad knows the Bitcoin pizza story.
Okay, fine.
I guarantee you my dad does not.
Fine. Look up the Bitcoin pizza story.
No, better yet, look up the interview with Anderson Cooper, who is a Vanderbilt, laughing in his face when he tells him that he threw away generational wealth for 3 pizzas. And Anderson Cooper, who is like the ultimate generational wealth, is like, you idiot. You could have been me. You could have been me. You dumb shit. Oh, my God. I was on Anderson's side.
I don't
so it's
understand
fine.
Anderson Cooper or Tucker Carlson having a job. Like, just coast, man. You have generational wealth. Just
Does Tucker?
live a life. Yeah, he is a part of that frozen food empire.
Oh.
Yeah. Is it Tyson?
No, he's not the chicken family.
The people that make Hungry Man.
Sick.
Yeah. Trust fund kids have it right.
Yeah, if you have that kind of money, do not work.
Yeah. God is telling you to check out.
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah. Maybe if you want to invest it and have other people work.
Yeah.
That's literally what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just invest your money. Let it turn into more money because
Yeah.
money has gravitational weight that no one can possibly understand
Yeah.
at a certain sum.
Don't be stupid about it.
Yeah, just fucking throw it in something that earns.
So King William's War was beget by King Philip's War. King Philip's War, by the way, essentially created the idea that the colonies were their own separate entity from England. This was kind of like the first seedling of United States identity. Because the colonies raised and mustered a militia all by themselves, had no help from England or anything like that, fought a war against the natives and won. This was they did it on their own. Obviously, they like bought weapons from England and shit like that, but like the English government, whatever, the colonists did it all on their own. But the war was fucking brutal. Casualties were high on both sides. Kind of for a Western war, the Chinese would laugh at this war. Like the Chinese would be like,
And that's a future episode that we're going to...
yeah.
That you're definitely going to
oh yeah,
do.
and all the Chinese wars you've never heard of that killed more people than like World War I.
Or that, like, more people that lived on this planet.
Yeah, pretty much. The Chinese
insane.
let the bodies hit
They're
the
so
floor.
good at war.
Well,
They're bad at it.
Or yeah,
really bad at it.
I think it might be bad.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic about war?
Fucking.
For sure that, yeah. So the King Philip's War was so bad, the Wampanoag Nation was basically wiped out. Pretty much every town in New England
Womp
was
womp.
with the Wampapong Nation.
God. Cut it.
Well,
Cut it.
yeah, that's it. 12. Every town in New England pretty much was raided. 12 towns were totally destroyed. 1 in 10 military-aged men in the colonies died.
Good God. 10%?
Yeah, and the economies of Plymouth, and that's not even including women and children killed. Oh. The economies of Plymouth and Rhode Island were completely destroyed. Those are 2 colonies.
Oh, no, Rhode Island's gone.
You don't like Rhode Island?
What a tragedy.
Not a fan? Did you ever go there as a kid?
I went
to
to
the
Rhode
beaches or
Island
anything?
to visit URI for school.
It's like a Boston suburb, pretty much, right? Rhode Island.
I just remember being stuck behind one car in Rhode Island because there's only like one road. And them going like 30 miles an hour on like a 70-mile-an-hour road.
They're like, where do you got to go? It's Rhode Island. Nobody's got to go
around.
anywhere here.
Turn around and leave.
What do you think you are?
So it took forever.
That was the mayor.
You could have been Rhode Island's second most famous alum.
Who's the first?
Lamar Odom, baby.
No. Yeah.
Billy Donovan.
UCF
really?
doesn't have that many famous
Yeah.
alums, though. For as
Oh, he's
big of a
Providence.
school as we are.
Yeah. You know what's weird is that Mizzou has like way too many famous alums for how like middle of the road of a school it is.
Like our biggest alum's like Daniel Tosh.
Yeah, that's not great.
Or
But you're
like, I guess technically he didn't graduate, but he went there. Diplo went there for a year.
That sounds like a place.
Yeah.
That checks out.
Brad
And then he
Pitt.
went to Temple,
Brad Pitt didn't graduate Mizzou, but he went there.
but you claim him.
Well, he left 2 credits short because he finally looked in a mirror and was like,
Oh.
I don't need school.
I have generational beauty.
Yeah, but then you also got John Hamm post lighting a pledge on fire and
We don't talk about
around
that.
the room with a hammer.
We don't
his
talk about
by
that.
the nutsack.
Nutsack John.
We don't talk about John Hamm, no,
Well, he's
no.
a beautiful man.
Yeah.
If you're a beautiful man, you can light somebody on fire.
You get one pledge atrocity.
Yeah, you get one.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's John Hamm. Who cares?
It's fine.
Is it? I will
pretty
take that
funny,
guy
I think.
getting led around a rim by his nutsack for the entire portrayal of Don Draper.
Also,
on
that
Mad Men.
dude has a story to tell all of his friends for the rest of his
Yeah,
life.
John Hamm led me around a rim with a hammer by
and
my
it lit
nuts.
me on fire.
Lit his pants on fire.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? Who knows?
And if he had pants on, then how bad was the hammer claw on your nuts? Really?
Right. I think this guy is just crying wolf.
Yeah.
Just whining to whine.
Just being a bitch.
Leave no pledges.
Yeah, believe no pledges
Yeah.
ever. I agree with that.
Unless you're a patron. I believe in your pledge.
Yes.
Of $5 a month.
So the remnants of the Native American nations that were destroyed during King Philip's War allied with the French to stop destroyed or just, fucked up in King Philip's War. They allied with the French to stop continued English expansion. And so King William's War began. This is an extreme Cliff Notes version of that, by the way. I'm not getting into the fucking details. But
No, please, get into the weeds.
yeah, get into the
I wanna
weed,
hear
the
more.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Just take a sip.
Get
Yeah.
to this
Don't
lady
pause.
scalping children
Yeah.
already.
And it's worth noting, by the way, that these wars, at least as they happen in the North American theater, don't have like sprawling armies, grand Napoleonic battles in your head. That's not what happened. One of the battles featured a siege laid to Port Royal by 750 people. All of these were ugly, intimate affairs. It was essentially like a dueling guerrilla war where they almost went out of their way to not actually fight each other, but just like it was a war of attrition of who could raid more towns before the other side was like, please stop killing our like men and stealing our women and children.
Yeah.
These were
That's
dirty,
terrible. Yeah.
gross wars. So the French and their native allies in particular, they preferred, both sides did this, but the French and their native allies were even more leaned into it with the raiding undefended or lightly defended towns. So towns all over New England are getting attacked by French and Indian raiders, which the English are basically doing the same to the French and Indian settlements in places like Acadia and Quebec. Acadia is like half, like a little bit of Maine, a little bit of Canada, whatever. In 1697, near the end of King William's War, Hannah Duston is living in Haverhill, Massachusetts, with her husband Thomas and their 9 children, the 9th of which was born a couple days prior to...
So she just popped this bastard.
Yeah,
out.
it was about 6-7 days old when she had her first encounter with the natives.
So not at her physical peak.
No, she was like, if you've seen a woman fucking 5, 6, 7 days after birth, they're no, it's not.
Useless.
Yeah, it's not fucking good. This is 5 years, by the way, after the Salem witch trials. They occurred in the middle of King William's War.
Damn. Okay.
As it turns out, Hannah's cousin, Martha Toothaker Emerson, and her father, Roger Emerson, were accused of witchcraft during the trials. So we have
who wasn't?
Yeah, we have some Salem witch trials. So Roger Emerson was accused of witchcraft by Ann Putnam, of course, who we discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was their version of 6 Degrees separated from Kevin Bacon.
Right, it's 6 degrees separated from a witch.
Yeah.
From John Proctor.
Basically.
Yeah.
He was also accused by Elizabeth Hubbard and Mary Wolcott. Hubbard was the servant of William Griggs, a direct business and social competitor of Roger Emerson, but that was probably a coincidence.
Do you think that, now that you've noted that, because that was happening during that war, the witch trials and stuff, with like the kind of the lightly guarded towns being raided, do you think any of that hysteria or anxiety factored into that at a certain degree?
There's essentially like a historic debate about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like how much did King William's War have to do with
Because, like, yeah.
the Salem witch trials and like freaking people out and all this kind, and just making people more on edge and shit like that.
I would imagine a lot if you're like hearing
and
about
also
towns over. Yeah.
Native Americans were like closely associated with the devil and witchcraft and
course,
shit like
yeah.
that. Of course, yeah, of course. So
Of course they were.
You got to think it played a role
Yeah.
because obviously all of the Salem witch trials, just like it was just paranoia, like permeated the fucking air.
Yeah. Everything was electric, man. It was just like,
Yeah.
fucking everyone's a witch today.
When that's probably a witch's fault.
Yeah,
people
witch
never
did
caught the real witch putting electricity in the air. And so we had the witch trials. Do you concur?
Yes, I do. Astute observation, yes.
Thanks.
So Emerson was arrested. Martha was not. Martha got let off. Roger Emerson, though, was arrested and died in the Boston jail a month later after being arrested for witchcraft, which is funny, actually. It's actually pretty hilarious because Emerson, before that, bragged that he was actually low-key like a specialist at detecting and punishing witches.
He had witch star?
Yeah, he had witch star. He had real good witch star. And also real good witch, I don't know what you call witch torture. He was really good at torturing a woman who was totally helpless. He was like, dude, you guys,
Check this out.
dude, I'm so good at torturing like a helpless woman. You won't even believe it.
So he's kinky.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Oh, man. That was probably just a fetishist's dream back then.
It wasn't not.
Yeah. Like,
There were quite a few people with a husband's bulge, as they say.
ugh. I hate that term. That's gross.
Is that like boyfriend confidence?
What does
Husband's
that
bulge
mean?
is just boner.
Oh,
What is
Like-
boyfriend confidence?
when you're just more confident because you're with somebody, so you're like, oh, dude, I can get anybody right now. Like
The
if I
biggest
wanted
lie
to.
told
Yeah.
to every man by himself in a relationship.
No, but you do fare better with women when you're like dating someone else.
They can smell it on you.
That well, they're like, oh wow, he's really stable. I bet I should steal him, which kind of contradicts the entire point of the stability.
Yep.
But also, you just are more relaxed because you're not trying.
No.
Yeah.
You don't care.
Right.
And therefore, it's like, why doesn't he care?
Yeah. Well, also, you just you're not putting on airs. You're better at talking to women when you're not trying to do anything.
And thus the husband bulge.
Yeah, the husband's and then eventually they're into it, and you get to use your husband's bulge on them.
Gross, dude. I hate that.
Yeah.
Husband's bulge, gross. That's like that and vinegar strokes. Just creeps me out.
Vinegar strokes is a lot. I don't mind husband's bulge though.
Sure.
What about wife's galley?
Is that the antithesis to, or did you just make that up?
I just made that up.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like it equally as little as the other ones.
You know what it's called when the husband dies first?
No,
The widow's tomb.
because she has to go in. Oh, because
Her vagina. Yeah, nothing goes. Yeah, it's dead. Only death is in there now.
no, we know dildos go back.
Yeah, that's true.
Or the widow's peak.
That's just a clitoris, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there any others that bother you?
I don't want to tell you. Not really. No, honestly, like until today, it was just vinegar strokes was the only thing that
Can
gave
we
me the
just
creeps.
spend the rest of the episode trying to make Jake as uncomfortable
Yeah.
as possible?
You're being such a husband's bulge about this.
Stop it. That's gross, dude. I don't know why it bothers me. It's just like
Does it make you think of your dad? Is that why? Because you don't.
no.
Yeah, did you ever see your dad's dick
Have you?
as a child?
Have you?
Like accidentally, you just walk in on the bathroom or something.
I'm sure I've seen everyone naked at some point.
Have you seen your dad's dick?
I don't know. I
he
probably
seen
Seeing your
suppressed
dad's
it.
dick.
Is he packing?
I don't know, dude. Like I haven't. I
not-
cannot recall my father's penis. Can you?
It's not just like ingrained.
No,
in your
hold
brain.
on. I'm asking you a question. Can you recall your
My
father's
dad's
penis?
packing.
Good for him.
He didn't pass it down though. Kind
Returning.
of selfish of him.
You got your mom's dick.
Got my mom's dick.
Damn, dude, that's rough. You guys just trying to turn me red right now.
We just made Joel die.
Yeah, I kind of like having Joel here because, like, if you hit, like, he's over
need
there
the laughter.
giggling.
Oh,
What
my
part
God.
made you giggle the most? Was it dad's or mom's dick?
The most uncomfortable and funniest part about this is my parents both listen to this.
Yeah, my
so-
dad listens to this every episode.
I think my dad
Shouts to
listens
Mom and
to it. Shout out to Bob's Hog.
Yeah, shout out to all our dad's dicks. And moms, I guess.
And moms. Yeah.
Why is that tickling Joel? so
Moms have dicks too. You don't know.
Ladies have dicks too.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah,
brush your
testicles
shoulders
are
off.
just the ovaries that drop.
Yeah. So Emerson also bragged about how he taught his daughter Martha to detect witches real good. And he was like, dude, she's even killed a witch. It's fucking cool. Like he would brag about how his daughter killed a witch, but then he was killed for being a witch, essentially. He died from being accused of being a witch, I guess you could say. He wasn't executed. Hannah's younger sister, Elizabeth Emerson, was hanged for infanticide in 1693.
Jesus.
And I can't tell you if that was postpartum depression or an abortion.
I was going to say it could be an abortion. Yeah.
I really don't know.
I gotta hear both sides, really. I gotta see if it's justified.
Yeah. So all of that is to say, the world sucks ass to live in. Like, this is a nightmare.
Well, it's all hell.
Yeah.
Because not only does everybody smell, the infrastructure is just not there, but you then put all the Puritan beliefs on top of it.
Right.
And it's like, at least in the middle, like medieval ages and stuff, like, people were dirty and they smelled, but they fucked, right?
They did stuff. Yeah. They got their jollies off, man.
They did. But this might have been the worst time to be alive.
They left England to be more pure.
I would say 17th century New England is really fucking low on my list of places to live in history.
I just imagine it being muddy.
Oh, God. All I can picture is mud.
That's all I think of when I think of like pre-America, like early colonialism in America. It's just mud. It's mud. It's wet. It's muddy.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Or you're just freezing cold.
Yeah. It's either snow or mosquitoes and mud. Always mud.
So at this point, Hannah Duston is living in Haverhill, Massachusetts, with her husband and 9 kids, including the newest newborn, which is about a week old. Haverhill at this point is a small frontier town. There is a little fort. They live outside of it.
Right.
Okay. Under orders from Louis de Bois de Frontenac, Governor General of New France, French, Algonquin, and Abenaki warriors were ordered to attack and raid the area. Abenaki warriors attacked and raided Haverhill in particular. The now more or less destroyed Wampanoag that I mentioned.
Yeah.
They had been folded in. They had kind of folded themselves into the Abenaki nation.
Oh, so they kind of just got absorbed, basically. What was left?
Yeah, well, I think they kind of joined. I don't think that. I don't know. I can't even speak to that anymore.
Yeah.
They kind of folded into it. I don't know who initiated that or whatever, but that is kind of what happened.
Bodies are bodies, man.
Right.
Who needs them?
The raid, it occurred on March 15th on the more or less defenseless town of Haverhill, and it left 27 dead, most of whom were children.
Oh, she started with 9? She started with 9 kids, just had a baby?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
The Abenaki Indians also took 13 captives, including Hannah Duston and her neighbor Mary Neff and her newborn child.
Oh, no.
Oh, so this is a Tarantino-type revenge porn.
Yeah. This is feeling very Kill Bill-esque already.
Yeah. So she had given birth a few days before the raid, and allegedly, as they were being marched away, her baby began to cry, and that annoyed the Indians. So
I get it.
Yeah, they were like,
you ever been on a plane with one?
Right. This is they did everything that everyone on a plane with a crying baby wants to do, and they grabbed it by its ankle and smashed it into a tree until it was dead. In front of the mom and Mary Neff, who was the not wet nurse, but
But obviously we don't do it because there's no trees in the sky.
Right.
Yeah.
Hence why we fly. People don't know that. That's why planes were invented.
It's to keep people from bashing children into trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All those train trips. It's stop the train.
Yeah. Get out.
It's a heavily wooded area.
Well, no, you just stick it out the train and
throw a baby from the train.
The job, yeah. Technology is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they took her infant and bashed it to death.
How many bashes?
Got to think 1.
Yeah, it can't be 2.
They might have done
2
it
for good measure.
They
maybe
might have
3?
done it again, but I've held a newborn, and 1 will do it. 1 will do it.
Yeah.
Now, you need to take that with a little grain of salt, but I actually do believe that it happened. But the most famous official accounts were written by the Puritan minister Cotton Mather. He wrote, this is a direct quote from his accounts, "They dashed out the brains of the infant against a tree." Mather wrote about Hannah's account 3 different times, but had a particular interest in portraying the natives as savages aligned with the devil because who the fuck didn't have a fucking interest in doing that?
Yeah.
Right, white people good, brown people bad, they kill infants, blah, blah, blah. Do you kill infants too? No comment.
Right.
Right. You ever killed a native infant? Nah, it's not really. I killed a devil's infant. Is that a name? I don't know. But yeah, but I'm pretty sure it happened because she told other people that it happened as well. There are other accounts that list that prior to his published accounts.
We don't have to peddle around this, those Native Americans probably just smashed that baby.
Right. And here's the thing.
It's a raid.
The baby for sure died and for sure was taken with the natives. So if it died because they bashed it, or if it died because it just was a 6-day-old who couldn't handle a kidnapping journey, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
The baby died because of the raid.
There's things like, you don't have to be an apologist for this kind of behavior because someone is different. Like, it's not.
Right. We're just giving you her origin story.
Right.
Yeah. What set her off?
So
Probably her 9th child dying.
yeah. So there were 2 reasons that captives were taken during these raids. The first one was to ransom them back to their families. Nice little business. Nice work if you can get it.
It's a pretty classic business model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the product, sell it back to them. It's bottled water.
Yep.
I was drinking bottled water this weekend, and it said where they got it from was like the water company of Dallas. Whatever the Dallas
Metropolitan
public water was.
Yeah, this is from Irving, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just some cities
Selling.
fucking water.
Yeah. So it comes out of your tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is kidnapping innocent people is the same as bottled water.
Yeah.
The other reason to take captives like this is to adopt them to replace your own lost family members, which these natives would have had, reason to do because a shit ton of them were killed during King Philip's War, and a shit ton of them were in the process of being killed during King William's War.
So you're just kind of replacing your workforce, basically?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now, there was a 14-year-old boy that they met when they were kidnapped, because he had been kidnapped 2 years earlier, also during King William's War.
You're very big on his age.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Why?
a kid. I don't know. He was kidnapped when he was 12.
Okay.
Samuel Leonardson, for him, being adopted probably meant to replace the workforce, to replace a son who could be, a farmer, a war, anything a man could do.
Let's not think of like a nuclear family kind of adoption here. This is more like, you're going to be working.
Right.
We're making you a servant.
I don't want to call it full slave, but
Yeah.
it's a little slavey.
Yeah, there's got some slaves on.
Yeah.
Some slave vibes.
Just a little slavey. Now, the women. Now, what could 2 women of birthing age be kidnapped for?
I don't know, birthing?
Yeah, that probably meant forced marriage and sex slavery for Mary Neff and Hannah Duston, or actually really probably more likely reproductive slavery.
Yeah.
Like they were kidnapped for their wombs.
Yeah, it's not pleasure sex. It's baby making.
So Hannah Duston, who had given birth a couple days prior in the 1600s, and her not wet nurse. I'm trying to think of like what's the other? I fucking had a kid.
Midwife.
And her midwife Mary Neff are kidnapped. Have to make this journey. She has to make this journey as a woman who has given birth with no drugs, anything like that. She is bleeding still, just from the birth and stuff like that.
It's rough.
All that kind of shit. Making this journey through in March in New England, so it's still like shitty and cold, and it's not a good time. All that stuff. So they are making this hard-ass journey. They're handed off by the raiders to a family group of natives. That's actually when they meet Samuel Leonardson, who were possibly, I think, and the natives were probably of the Pennacook Nation. The native family were in the process of taking Hannah and Mary and Samuel, who they'd been with for a year and a half or whatever, further north up into Canada. That's where they're going to live. On April 28th or April 29th, they camped out on an island at the confluence of the Merrimack River and another river. Another fun part about these journeys, by the way, is that at night, like, the natives would fuck with their captors. They would like come up to these like terrified people who thought they were the devil. Not that that was the natives' fault, because it wasn't, but they were terrified of them. They'd be drunk or fucked up or just like pissed off or whatever, and they'd go fuck with them, and they'd like poke them with their shit and make them sing like songs in their native language, and they would pronounce it to them phonetically and be like, "No, now sing." Like they'd be like, "Do it, fucking do that."
Sing
back.
the song.
Apparently, in some of the accounts I read, like there are people who were kidnapped by natives who like for the rest of their life remember that song because it was fucking terrifying. And
It's like, I don't want to fuck this up. I have to sing this.
Yeah, and then they would laugh at them and be like, "You're so scared."
Yeah.
You're so fucking scared.
So they hazed them.
Yeah.
They hazed them. It's
Look
like,
at this bitch.
because like Greek alphabet, I can say that so fucking fast. It's for no reason other than I had to.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah, mine's
I
gone. You
smoked
still
that
know
away.
it?
Yeah.
Do it, pledge.
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, kappa, lambda, mu, nu, xi, omicron, pi, rho, sigma, tau, upsilon, phi, chi, psi, omega.
Look at you.
Yeah.
God damn.
I know.
I wish I could do that. That's a good
Why?
party trick.
No, it's not. It's a party trick until someone breaks out matches.
Well, people don't know this, but Jake actually works for nationals from his fraternity.
I do not.
Jake and
Do not put that
That's
in my
his
mouth.
real job.
Jake
actually.
inspects the Central Texas chapters, and
Yeah.
A Phi-Tau? No. Absolutely not. More because there like aren't any. But
He
also-
just goes house to house, and they actually give him a room for the weekend.
it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be the bad guy here.
you're like, you gotta let an alum fucking sleep here, man.
Yeah. Then I do the call and the
You do your review.
The alcohol.
yeah, it's yeah. If you ever are at a Phi-Tau,
Yeah.
do an alcohol. They'll back
You guys
at
were owls too, huh?
No.
Okay.
We're unicorns.
Okay, we're Fiji. We were owls.
Oh. Yeah.
We were a sphinx. A sphinx.
Cool.
Yeah.
Secret.
We had a hobo stay with us once.
What? Was he a was
Yeah, he
Delta
did the
Sig?
handshake, but he was a hobo. He was like, I'm passing through, and I just, didn't feel like paying for a hotel tonight. And we were like, yeah. But he did the handshake, and we were like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, when I was unemployed in 2019, that's what I did. I just went chapter to chapter, and I just hit him with the shake, hit him with the grip. And,
The grip.
Yeah.
Not the full handshake. The
Dude,
grip.
when I was moving down here to work for TFM, and at this point I was only like 25, I like looked into didn't have one, but I was like, I wonder if I could just like, because I hadn't really worked that much because it was right after the economic crash and shit like that. I was like, I wonder if I could just like be the house dad for the Delta Sig chapter here.
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
That's why I have the tattoo on my ankle. It's like a barcode. Gives you entrance.
For what, eyeballs? It's just an eye.
That's a picture, Dan.
No, but you just show it to them, and they, like, all right.
Like, oh fuck, we gotta let him
Well,
in.
they scan you. Yeah.
We literally can't kick him out.
Oh man. God, I've always wondered about house dads in general because we had like a string of them, and
Yeah.
it's just like what?
Was it grad students usually,
Yeah.
or older guys?
It was
Grad students.
Grad
That's
students.
fucking smart, dude. All our house dads were grad students.
yeah. It's I mean
They were like in law school and shit like that.
Yeah,
and they were guys who were in our chapter. So it was just like, I don't want to pay for.
oh like
Yeah, ours was weird, though. He made us call him House Daddy.
oh that is strange.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That I remember now.
Yeah.
I remember just waking up one day next to him, but like the night before, no recollection. I
You're
just was,
perpetuating a terrible stereotype.
yeah, I was just having a drink, and then all of a sudden just kind of woke up the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
Probably fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was fine.
Yeah.
Probably just gave you a blanket.
He's probably like, that Dan can't handle his liquor.
Right. He was
Sleep
just looking
tight,
out
buddy.
for me. He was looking out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a good house daddy.
Go on.
So, yeah, they would fuck with their captors and stuff like that. And look, this was not, obviously, it wasn't like the English were nice to anyone they took captive, right?
Sure.
I'm just telling you what the
War
native
is
side of things
war.
were.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and that's kind of the whole point of this episode. So,
Never changes.
a little while earlier, Hannah had asked Samuel, who the natives trusted because he'd been fully adopted for like a year and a half. He asked the native men to show him how to kill someone with a tomahawk. And they do. We only know one native's name out of this group. His name is Bampico. And Samuel asked, and he pointed to his temple, and he said, strike 'em deer. Strike 'em dare. Because Bampico spoke a little English, I guess. So Hannah learned that or whatever. So
I feel like that's pretty innate knowledge.
I don't know why she needed to learn that.
How do
but-
I kill someone with this sharp blade?
So that's what the head's for.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to just hit him in the foot.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
if Thor knew it,
Thor didn't know it. Yeah. Should have gone for the head. What a bitch.
I know.
Could have prevented a lot. Could have Tony Stark. We'd still be getting Iron Man movies if it wasn't for Thor.
If he got this knowledge, yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently it's not common sense, at least in the Marvel MCU.
And the Hannah Duston MCU movie does come out pretty soon. So. Yeah.
Scalper. That's her superhero.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that fateful night, the quote unquote family, I don't really know. It's a family unit of Native Americans. I don't know what the actual distribution of relations are. But
Sure.
Hannah and Samuel, when the family goes to sleep, the family's like chilled out at this point. They're like, they're our family, slave, whatever you want to call it.
just our
We're
life
good.
now.
We're good. They're broken in.
Yeah.
we don't
We've
need to
poked them
guard
with
them.
sticks and they've sang enough songs.
They're broke. We're
Yeah.
good. So they go to sleep. They don't care. Hannah and Samuel grab the tomahawks and they murder all but one woman who escaped, although she was badly injured, and one child who they apparently intended to kidnap themselves, but he got away. Everyone else, the other 6 kids, the other 4 adults, they murdered. Now, I'll grant, obviously killing the men makes sense. You are being taken to be a reproductive slave, more likely than not. And then killing the women makes sense because you have a 14-year-old and another woman. So it's not like you're
Yeah, it's
And women be talking.
when bitches be shopping for murder.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Just drive it home.
No, you murder the kids so they can't scream.
Well, they murdered the kids
Wow.
last.
Wow. That's darkly pragmatic.
What do you mean?
It's what I said.
There's nothing pragmatic. They murdered the kids last.
Oh.
Like they just went down the line.
Okay, well then love of the game.
So that's
Fair. Okay.
so that is literally what happens. It starts out with I'm freeing myself and turns into let's just murder these brown people.
Well, I mean,
Like-
you could
Have you tasted blood?
like you could probably call that even PTSD too. It's like, oh, like I've just been through the horrors of being kidnapped and watching my baby die. It's like I want
Right,
blood.
smashed against
It's
a
not
tree.
hard to figure out how they got to that conclusion.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, say what you want. Like you can't look at this through any sort of
There's
lens.
only if you push someone past a certain point, they're just
Yeah.
past that fucking point.
no, yeah.
And they're capable of fucking
like if
it.
someone fucking killed my dog in front of me, I would find a way to kill that person.
Right.
Like I
Which
would
is
do
not
it.
equivalent.
No, it's not. It doesn't have to be. It's
Yeah.
about the pure unbridled rage that it spurred in my body.
Right.
Like letting it out.
Let's test that theory.
I'll kill you.
Let's try it.
I will fucking kill you. Like, I'm not joking. I would kill you. It would be a short trial. I would admit it. I would pay my penance in life.
I don't think you could kill me.
I think I could.
I don't think you could.
I don't have a soul.
But we didn't want to say it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it for you.
Yeah.
This is
We
why I'm
can't
here.
say it.
Dude, if you try to kill my dog, I'm going to be really mad. I'm going to kill you.
No, I'm not going to kill your dog. I trained your dog.
That's true. He's very good now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know.
I will kill
Yeah. So Hannah, Samuel, and Mary, after they killed everyone, they scalped all the dead natives, including the children, and then escaped by canoe. Again, they're on an island in the middle of like a confluence of 2 rivers. They finally reached Haverhill a few days later, where Hannah reunited with her husband Thomas and her 8 living children. So Thomas was able to get the other kids to
Oh, that's
safety.
good.
She just lost a baby.
One barely knew the kid.
Didn't know her at all, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
That baby didn't even know what was going on.
Barely
Honestly, that baby
conscious.
probably had a better time than living its life out in fucking 17th
Was the
century.
baby baptized?
Oh, no.
No,
in
not at that
limbo.
point. It's in limbo. It's floating in limbo, dude.
Well, it's getting under the bar.
See, not hard to get under
Classic
the bar.
softcore limbo joke.
Did we make that joke in softcore?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what jokes we make anywhere anymore. It's all fucking
really- it all blends together in the
Well, we don't
Patreon.
rely on too many bits.
No, we don't. So the callbacks are impossible. Yeah. So I'm like, what did someone say that? Like, I don't know if I heard it on a TV show, if someone said it here.
Dan was trying to convince me that Limbo had a bar that only let the babies in.
The game
And
Limbo was created in Limbo because babies
Right.
just go under a bar.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're too old and you're not baptized, you just go to hell.
You bump into the stick and fall into the pit.
Fall into hell, yeah.
Yeah. Makes
Accurate.
sense.
I learned that in 2nd grade in Catholic school.
That's late.
Oh, yeah, you got it quicker?
Kindergarten.
Fair enough, dude. You went to a cooler school than I did.
Yeah.
I wish I had known earlier. Because for years I thought all
I
those
hate this
dead.
bit.
I mean, I
Yeah.
learned it before I learned the alphabet. So
Technically,
Yeah.
for sure. So they got to Haverhill a few days later. Hannah wanted to collect her government reward for the scalps.
Better cash these scalps in.
Yeah, but legally
I mean, why else would you carry them around?
I mean, for sure. That's money.
Yeah. So Hannah scalped, they scalped these 10 natives, right? Yeah, 10 natives. And she was like, I need to get paid for these scalps, and the government's going to pay me. The problem was that, like, legally, she wasn't really a person.
Because she's a woman.
Right. So her husband had to lobby the government for her. Now, here's the thing.
They've never ran into this before. They're like, a woman took this into her own hands.
Who taught her how to use this tomahawk?
Right. There might be some witchy things here.
Yeah.
So in 1694, the Massachusetts colony, they paid 50 pounds per scalp.
That's a lot.
That's a shit ton.
That's a fuck ton. Why didn't he just take him and like
Who?
The husband? Just
Well,
like
hold on, I'll get to it. But once King William's War got underway, I guess, market economics happened. The market got flooded with scalps. So they dropped the price in 1695 to 25 pounds per scalp.
Still a lot.
It's still a shit ton for that.
It's a lot of money.
However, the market still got so flooded. I mean, the scalps were just flowing in. They couldn't keep up.
So every time somebody brought a scalp in, it was just Rick from Pawn Stars. And
Best I can do.
Best
Yeah.
I can do is, 5 pounds.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like, this is a baby scalp. This was hard to get. I had to kill several people just to get to the baby.
yeah, it's not that rare, man.
Yeah. So in 1696, they just repealed the law and stopped paying people for scalps and all. They're like, we can't handle the mass influx.
I bet you scalp accrual went down. Like getting scalps went down once they stopped paying for them.
Well, yeah. Why would you get?
I mean,
one
I
of them?
honestly think that's probably why she killed the 6 kids.
Maybe.
Extra money. Like if you
You might not be
incentivize
wrong.
something there.
She's an entrepreneur.
Now,
Yeah.
I mean, it was repealed a year before that, so maybe she knew about it, maybe she didn't.
She's a boss mom.
She's a boss bitch.
boss
mom.
bitch.
Mom, boss bitch.
Women get shit done. Women-owned businesses. Hashtag women-owned businesses. I'm just saying, women get shit done.
I mean, she's just trying to get generational wealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, still, she was like, I don't care that it's repealed. I want this money. So Thomas Duston, her husband, went before the Massachusetts legislator and basically was like, dude, okay, I know you don't pay for scalps anymore, but like my wife's scalping story is actually like pretty sweet, and I think she deserves to get paid. And the Massachusetts legislator actually, I'll actually read what he said because it's pretty funny. The humble petition of Thomas. God, they spelled it wrong. People were terrible. Like, I literally copy-pasted this. It's Dustin is the name, but they say Durston in this. The humble petition of Thomas Durston of Haverhill, Sheweth, that the wife of ye petitioner with one Mary Neff hath in her late captivity among the barbarous Indians been disposed and assisted by heaven to do an extraordinary action in the
God with the assist.
Yep. In the just slaughter of so many of the barbarians, as would by the law of the province, which means God, which only a few months ago have entitled the actors unto considerable recompense from the public. That though the want of the good law warrants no claims of any such consideration from the public, yet your petitioner humbly asserts that the merit of the action still remains the same. So like, even though you don't pay for scalping Indians anymore, you have to admit that scalping Indians is good for the world.
Yeah, that was like, so they didn't pay her, but okay.
This is the argument to pay her from her husband.
Got it.
It seems a matter of universal desire through the whole province that it should not pass unrecompensed, your petitioner, Thomas Durston.
Okay, that was his petition.
Yeah, so they ruled in favor, but they only gave him 25 pounds for the entirety of the scalps, and then they gave 25 pounds for Samuel Leonardson and Mary Neff to split.
Got
Cheap.
themselves a deal.
Yeah. So
cheap ass government.
it's, dude, the
Ripping you
government
off.
will ask you for every dime you get, but you ask them for something back, we're just not going to get it.
Oh, we really like the work you did, but we're not paying you.
It's true. Last time I took my scalps to the IRS, nothing. Just no write-off.
Really?
Sir, put
Couldn't
that
pay
away.
that? They wouldn't let you pay in scalps.
They wouldn't give me money back for my scalps,
Oh,
like as a write-off.
sad. Hey, Joel, will you give me a ranch water? Yes, sir. Thank you. So, Haverhill would be raided 4 more times in Hannah's life after this.
No.
The next 4 were all during Queen Anne's War. These wars just don't stop.
Women get stuff done, huh?
Yeah. Boss bitch, Queen Anne. The rest of Hannah's days, though, despite those raids, were actually relatively peaceful, and she did also have another baby girl,
Oh.
Lydia. The same can also be said for Mary Neff and Samuel Leonardson. Both had children, and they lived their lives. Actually, fun fact, in 1739, about a decade after Mary Neff's death, her son Joseph went before the General Court of New Hampshire, which was now its own colony, and was like, hey, you remember that cool lady that killed all those Indians, including like those Indian children?
Yeah, who could forget?
Yeah, my mom helped her. Can I get some land?
And they were like, sure.
Yes.
I imagine they were like, sure.
They were like, hell yeah. And they gave 200 acres of the land that we took. They were like, here, yeah, great. Here's 200 acres of the land we took from the people your mom helped kill. He was given 200 acres in what is now Pennacook, a part of the city of Concord, New Hampshire.
It's called Pennacook.
Called Pennacook.
Yikes.
Named for the Pennacook Indians.
The ones that were scalped.
The ones that were scalped.
Oh, my God.
He was
Concord, New Hampshire, great pizza.
Really? Mm-hmm. What kind is it?
Yeah, how does that go?
Is it just New York style? What are we
No,
talking-
it's not. It's like a weird mix, kind of almost Detroit style, but a little
Is it
not
like
as thick.
Sicilian style?
Sicilian, yeah.
Okay.
I'm down with that. So Hannah was rewarded by the Massachusetts government, and her story quickly became legend. So obviously,
Yeah.
we put up statues.
Yes.
Wrong. You're wrong.
Oh.
No.
Always a
So
left turn.
fucking wrong.
Fucking
Always
idiot.
a left turn
Bro,
with this
always
guy.
a left turn. I zig when you think I'm gonna zag. No statues of Hannah Duston were erected in her lifetime. They were erected between 1874 and 1910.
Of course.
Is that when like Native Americans were trying to get some sort of clout back?
So that is essentially the argument that many people against the statues today say, is that they were erected at that time in order to essentially promote manifest destiny and
Yeah.
dehumanize
Well,
natives.
it's like the Civil War, the Confederate statues
It's the
go
exact
up
same
around.
argument.
Yeah, they went up around.
Yeah, it was the North's answer to Jim Crow, was to erect these statues.
Dude, and
you,
they
you,
did
think, you think you're the only one with monsters?
how many statues does she have? 6?
6.
For each scalp? Or for each child she killed? Like Dan was saying?
Unofficially. I don't think that was on purpose. So there are
Might have
the
been.
2 biggest ones. There is a 35-foot tall statue
Right.
Depicting Hannah with a hatchet in one hand and 10 scalps in the other.
Honestly, not big enough.
100 feet.
This one was the first one, I believe. It was dedicated June 17th, 1874, on the island of Boscawen, New Hampshire, and that is where Dustin actually killed her captors.
This should be our version of Brazil's Jesus statue.
What did they call that, Jesus?
It's something de familia.
Yeah.
But if we just had her overlooking the Atlantic Ocean,
Yeah.
be fantastic.
The inscription on that statue reads, and I'm reading this verbatim, so bear with me.
Sure.
The war whoop, tomahawk, faggot, and infanticides were at Haverhill. The ashes of wigwam campfires at night and of the tribe are here.
Okay,
Like-
so everyone talked like an asshole in the 1800s, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like we said yesterday on the Patreon, everyone from the Northeast is garbage.
Right.
Although with the word faggot there, I believe they are referring to the fact that 6 houses were burned during the Haverhill raid.
Yeah.
A burning pile of sticks.
Right.
Yeah.
So they are talking about the
Literal use of that.
And I think
Right.
you really just wanted to say the word on the podcast.
obviously, as we like to say, there's a lot of podcasts where we're like, just say it.
Just say it.
Don't beat around the bush.
Say it.
Like I hate when people are just like, yeah. What are they? What do you call them? I won't say it, but you know what I mean. Just shut the fuck. Like just,
Yeah, just
say
say
it. Like just say it. If you want to be such an asshole, just say it.
Right.
Like that's what I mean. It's not about me. I'm saying like the people who.
No,
like,
I am saying that about you.
Yeah, I know you are. That's fine. So the other one is in the Haverhill town square, and that is the one I showed you of the pointing woman with the
Right.
tomahawk, being like, "Hey, kid, you're next."
Yikes. I just looked up the one of her holding the 10 scalps.
Calling her shot like Babe Ruth.
It's like 6.
Yeah. So these two statues, in
Not one. Not two. Not three. Not four. Not five.
You.
not 6. And then the 7th kid runs away, and she's like, all right, 6.
6.
It is 6.
6 it
Yeah,
is.
it's 6. It is actually. It turns out it's 6.
The devil's number, yes.
Yeah. So these 2 statues in particular have received quite a bit of controversy. Like I said, it's claimed they were erected to promote manifest destiny. I don't fully know that I buy into that. I do think it's a absolutely valid suggestion. I don't know why.
We don't know.
I don't know why someone in Massachusetts has a vested interest necessarily in like annexing more land in North Dakota, in Deadwood or something.
Yeah.
Or South Dakota. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Well, from a national perspective, though, if there is an aim, like a goal that people can rally behind, I could see that too.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that I don't think you can reasonably just jump to that conclusion.
No, you just don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I bet some of these statues that were erected in like 1910, so maybe some of the feminist movement going forward.
So here's the thing. Like, a lot of it was, I mean, she was a kind of female
Strong,
icon to a lot
In
of
the
people.
lifetime sense, yeah.
Yeah. So the hatchet actually has been removed from the Haverhill statue, the one I showed you the picture of.
By choice, or did someone just take it?
No, it has been taken down by choice. The other statue, the 35-foot tall one, has randomly been shot in the face twice.
Sounds like a bad move. Like, that's going to bounce.
I guess, yeah. Someone literally shot it with bullets. So I don't know what that means or whatever. So for the 35-foot tall statue, though, like in terms of like, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. They removed the hatchet from the statue I showed you, and initially people wanted in Haverhill to take it down. The city council voted, okay,
Did they
how about
replace
this?
it with a walkie-talkie?
Yeah. They made it more peaceful.
There's our South Park reference.
There you go.
There's our quota.
They removed the hatchet, and they were going to do, or they did do, they put a different memorial up to just indigenous people, I think in general. You know,
Just to
like,
cover all.
there are people who lived here too, but the city council didn't want to remove it. The other statue, 35-foot tall one, local members of the Kawasuk and Pennacook Abenaki people have proposed adding another statue on the island, on that same island where, you know, the Duston statue is, to honor the fallen Abenaki, in order to tell a more complete story about New England's indigenous peoples.
Of course. We got to listen to those 6 people.
Here's my thing. Should anyone be honored
No.
out of that group? Not the natives. I mean, every single person who was on that island. Should anyone be honored? You have...
It was a money grab, no.
You have sex traffickers and a woman who murdered children.
Well,
like, who out of those people needs a statue?
she was not in the right state of mind, Robert.
I don't disagree. She really hadn't done anything wrong when she was kidnapped. Like, she was born in Massachusetts.
She was fine until she got to the 3rd scalp. Or
At some
4th
point,
scalp.
yeah.
It's like there's diminishing returns on your glory here.
And she did go try to make money off of them.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a money grab.
Right.
To be honest
So
with you.
that's like the weird thing. It's like, yeah, dude, she was all fucked up. They smashed her baby, but then she was like, pay me.
But calculated.
Right. And that is
Always
really
looking for an opportunity.
the whole point of the story. And I think it's such a good representation of history in general. Everyone is kind of right and kind of wrong all at the same time, because human beings are a little bit complicated.
Wow, way to both sides it, you fucking coward.
Shut up, you pedophile.
Dude, there it is. Oh, man. No, I think you're right, though. Like, you know, all these
Like,
people.
really, like, who do you pick as a good person? In
People
this
get real boners over statues just in general, and I don't really get it. Because, like, do you need a statue to remember things? Is that the point of it? To remember, like, because that's kind of the argument, right? It's like,
Right.
you need to remember this thing that happened on this island.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, I'm glad, because we get to talk about it.
Right.
I like statues of fictional characters like Rocky.
Is there a Rocky one in Philly?
Yeah.
There is. The most
biggest
famous
attraction.
The person they love the most never existed.
It's a fictional boxer
the most
who
impressive,
loses.
The most impressive citizen
Philly.
in Philadelphia history is fake.
And he lost.
And he lost.
Multiple times.
You couldn't even write yourselves into winning.
No.
Like,
It's against our nature.
it suspends disbelief too much.
Yeah, it's like, wait, no.
No.
This guy? No.
Like, people were like, whoa, Rocky wins? I don't think so. The T-Rex pops in at the end and grabs that raptor? Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah. No, Rocky, didn't get knocked out, right?
No, he got knocked down, but he got back up.
No, but he didn't get knocked out.
Right, but he got
Yeah, he
knocked
went
down.
he went
the
the
distance. Yes.
Because it's not about how many
'Cause
times you get knocked down. It's about
essentially-
how many times you get up and keep moving forward.
That's just life in Delco, huh?
That Rocky statue
Yeah.
is like the same as a Confederate statue. It's like, okay, we didn't win, but we went the distance. Right? What do you mean you
Yeah, there's no rounds in war, so not even.
You didn't go the distance? I mean, you lost, I guess.
Stonewall Jackson didn't go the distance.
Stonewall did not, no. But yeah, so I originally went into the story, so I was really fucking busy this weekend, and we had to do the Patreon show yesterday. So I had this on the list, and I kind of didn't want to do another one of this era because I've done a lot, and we did it literally yesterday, basically. But once I started reading it, I was like, oh man, there is actually a lot of depth to this story that is bananas. Like, she's innocent. She's just some innocent woman staying there who gets her baby murdered, and then she's being sex trafficked, basically, and she understandably like murders these Indians who understandably hate her and her people for encroaching on their land, but then she goes too far and murders like children, or at least extra children.
I mean, I said
Like,
this earlier. This is a Tarantino script that got turned down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, this is
and then she goes to sell their fucking scalps and make a profit off of it.
like if A24 produced this movie, it would be nominated for an Oscar.
This would be a fucking incredible movie. There are no good guys, but there's no bad guys either.
Oh, whoa, Deb.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Academy Awards?
So you mean any movie that's not a superhero movie, an A24 movie? Because that's every other movie.
I actually think that Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame have this same message.
They do.
Did Thanos do anything wrong, really? All he cared about was the universe.
And always go for the head.
Yeah. And always go. This is actually what Infinity War was based on.
Yeah.
Who's Thanos in this story? I know who Thanos is.
Yeah, we're not doing Hitler for this episode.
Okay,
It's
well,
Thanos
first off,
for
we'll
this
say,
episode.
what'd you learn? What'd you learn, Dan?
Learned about this incredible woman that I didn't previously know about. Yeah, she was cool. I didn't have any problems with the scalps.
Yeah. It's a bear mom. Or mom. What did Sarah Palin say?
I don't
Mama
know.
bear.
Maybe. I don't remember
Yeah, I
that.
don't, something like that.
She was just getting revenge for her child.
And cash.
I will say, man, I can't for 1 second imagine what it's like to watch your 6-day-old get smashed against a tree.
No.
Yeah,
It's unfathomable.
as a father myself, a dog dad. Yeah, just couldn't picture it.
I'm pretty sure you would beat me to death if I picked Chase up by his legs and swung his skull into a tree.
Yeah.
He's old, man.
But is he saving you a couple vet bills?
He might
Dan
be.
said he hasn't taken his dog to the vet in 4 years, so
It's been a little bit for Wheeler, too.
Hey, listen. It's better in my house and under my roof than on the streets.
yeah, that's
Which is where he would have been.
suppose what these natives thought too.
And he's been
better
alive
in
for
my-
13 years. He's fine.
It's a long time,
What are you
honestly.
long
saying?
time.
I've graced him with my presence for 13 years.
Well, I haven't. I adopted him when he was 2.
Okay.
No, but I mean, that's a long, good life. What I learned was the insane market for scalps at one point.
Yeah.
No wonder it got flooded.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't just fucking, like, I'm surprised that the whole Manifest Destiny thing didn't happen sooner just because they had to keep going west to find more scalps.
Yeah.
Like,
But there's only so much money in the world. Like,
Yeah, I
you
know.
can't.
Yeah, there's a lesson to this. You can't flood the market
Right.
with scalps.
or anything.
Listen to this, women.
Stop tanking our scalp bubble.
There was a scalp bubble.
There was a scalp bubble. They stopped paying.
100% there
Yeah.
was.
Can you imagine if, like, you went on a really long journey to just get a bunch of scalps,
Yeah.
like fresh scalps?
You come back with just a fucking wagon full.
They're like, no, we got rid of that, bro.
Yeah, no.
And so you just did all this heinous shit for nothing?
Yeah. You just have rotting heads and you're like,
You just got to throw them out.
God,
make a rug.
that's awful. Like, that had to have happened at least
Or
one
like
time.
a tapestry or something. Yeah.
Something like that.
Oh, what's up with your patchy fireplace rug? Oh, well,
Because it's terrible.
Hey, patchy, close.
Ew. Who is this episode's, I guess, Thanos instead of Hitler?
God.
I kind of think this story made me feel like humans are just wild animals.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just Native Americans, right? Like literally, like this is just, it feels like
Always have been, Rob.
this just feels like 2 packs of like wolves or something, like encroaching on each other's territory, like
I'm
doing terrible things to each other.
I'm sorry, are you just now coming to the conclusion that like tribal territorialism is a driving force for chaos.
Reading this really drove it home because again, like you really read things too often from a 30,000 foot view.
Yeah.
Like if you read about King William's War, you don't get the view of it you get when you read about this fucking situation.
None of this happens if that baby doesn't cry. So the baby's Hitler or Thanos.
Okay.
The baby crying restored balance to the situation.
Well,
Right, like if the baby shut the fuck up, the baby lives.
The baby is Thanos at the beginning of Endgame because that's when Thor did go for the head.
Right.
I'm gonna be a little lost here because I don't know the full context of Thanos. I know he's trying to.
No, we get it. You don't watch superhero movies. Cool.
I'm so far behind that I can't catch up now.
You can.
You can just skip them.
Do you think you're gonna?
Just watch Avengers.
Do you think you're gonna be alive for the next year?
I don't want to spend all my free time watching MCU movies.
What else
It's not all year. That's why I said year, not month.
You watch lost footage movies?
Found
footage.
It's either
Footage that should be lost.
Yeah. No, but they found it, and that's why it's exciting.
Yeah.
I watch them sometimes. It's a guilty pleasure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
You have
all I
time.
got.
You have time.
Yeah, he has time.
I just don't
He
want
has
to.
time.
I don't want to.
That's all I got for this week.
All right. I
For-
think same for us too.
Yeah.
For Dan Regester and Jake Goldman.
You just got soft served.